Minister, firstly, I too would like to welcome this bill and also thank Senators McDowell, Boyhan and Senator Crockwell, along with Deputy Jim O'Callaghan, for some of the amendments that they proposed and for their work on this bill. I think this bill will receive wide support from the House, and I don't intend to rehash what has been spoken about now for quite a number of weeks regarding this proposed legislation. I think it is very welcome, and it will be very much welcomed, I think, particularly by lobby groups and by parents and survivors groups. So I commend the bill and the policy it seeks to implement, and I think we can reflect that many of us have heard news headlines in relation to offences against or involving children where report restrictions were put in place. And I think that was based on good intent, but in essence it actually delivered bad law. And bad law in terms of protecting the rights of children was very, very important, but it should not have protect the identity of those perpetrators and wrongdoings who certainly need to see justice. And I think justice does call for clarity and transparency, but obviously the law must protect children, particularly child witnesses or those who have given evidence and maybe later on need to stay even after they pass 18. Which an amendment I know in this bill is going to look after to ensure that those who have given evidence, if they wish, may waive their rights later on. So I think the focus of the bill is to permit the identification of persons or persons accused or convicted of homicide offences against a child, rather than the identification of the child victim, and I think we can all absolutely support that. But the amended section will also continue to protect the identity of living child witnesses and victims who are involved in the proceedings. It will also permit adults who are victims of an offence committed against them when they were a child to waive the anonymity provided for under the Children Act 2001. So, as my colleague has just previously said, as members of the regional group, we certainly support and endorse this proposed legislation. We look forward to it transiting through the House and being passed into law. And I think most importantly, as Deputy Berry and very many others have highlighted, it will give parents the chance to mark the passing of their children publicly, whereby that has not been the case. And it will give them a chance to celebrate those lives, but also to seek justice for some of the situations in which their children have passed through violence or through abuse. And I think that is something to be commended, and so I commend the bill to the House.